We all make choices about alcohol. Kids make choices whether to drink or not.
Bye, Dad.
Bye-bye.
Remember, I'm going to Alex's party tonight and sleeping over.
Have fun. Hey, remind me about that party again?
And adults make choices whether to talk about it. That's true of parents and every other trusted adult in a kid's life. Kids want to know our expectations, and they want honest answers in everyday conversations. So talk with your kids and help lead them on a positive path. Because when you talk, they hear you.
Would you like to work closer to home, save money on gas, and be rewarded for your hard work and attendance? Then Bellisio Foods is looking for you. That's right, Bellisio Foods is now hiring for multiple positions and shifts with great employee benefits, an on-site health clinic, competitive wages, and advancement opportunities. Bellisio Foods is a company that truly values their employees. Apply online at belisiofoods.com/careers.
Good morning.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome. Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day.
And you have on your red shirt, and I have on my pink sweaters.
I do have on kind of a red shirt. Yeah. Good morning, Marlon.
There's a red shirt under there.
Oh, that's true. I do have a red shirt. So
literally red.
Yeah, literally reds. So I'm taking my shirt off because Josh Willett told me a few minutes ago that Magic Mike 3 is coming.
Oh, ladies.
is coming. I guess at Tri-City this weekend for Valentine's Day.
I think he said Danbury and Silver Screen.
Okay. So Chillicothe and Gallipolis,
Magic Mike
3.
Magic
So,
Mike.
Yeah, so if you want to do like a Galentine's Day.
Yes.
So is Galentine's the day before or the day after Valentine's?
I have no idea. I've never heard of that before.
You never heard of Galentine's Day? It's when you go out with like your girls.
No, I have done that on Valentine's Day, though. Like, you know, a bunch of surly girls that are single and we're all just like hating the world. So we just all went out together.
Well, that came from the TV show Parks and Rec. Amy Poehler. So that was
makes sense. Valentine's Day
entered the.
Hi, Kathy.
Yeah, so it's kind of entered the like greater.
I like it.
Zeitgeist since then.
You know, because Valentine's Day. I don't know. I mean, it's you can argue and all that, and it's a Hallmark holiday or whatever. And if you have someone to hang out with, it's cool. Yeah. And sometimes annoying because there's so much pressure to it. But if you don't have someone, it's like the worst day ever because it just like is a stab in the heart of literally of people. That's dramatic. But it's like it really is. It's like makes you feel like you wake up and you're like, oh goody, it's Valentine's Day. I don't have anyone to spend it with. Super. Yeah. So
I do think there are a lot of people that are like really hard on Valentine's Day.
Yeah. But, oh, hi. Come on in, everybody.
Uh-oh.
We have some puppies for Valentine's Day. So puppy love is in the 3. Have a seat, girls.
Yeah. That's not a puppy. That's a thick boy right there.
That's a... Oh, we have a Swiffer. It's fine.
There is definitely a Swiffer.
Yes, that's a whole other story.
Our guest
specifically for that.
Pee on the floor.
Yes, pee on the floor. Not dog pee though.
Our Valentine's Day guests have arrived.
We have some puppy love in the air.
We're gonna get to that. You can probably hear this guy.
He is so excited to be here.
Turn this mic up, Dylan. Or no, now he stopped as soon as I said that. All right, go ahead and turn it back.
Okay. So he is so cute. He reminds me of my Archie.
Yeah.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. But I think a lot of people really hate on Valentine's Day.
And
it's it's personal to them.
Well, it makes you feel bad about yourself if you're like it's just a like I said, a stab in the heart or a reminder that you are alone.
Man, that's just a dramatic way to look at it, in my opinion.
But that's why people hate it.
I guess, but yeah, people.
Trust me, I've been there. Like it's like you wake up and you're like, God, I suck. Yeah. Nobody wants to be with me. Like, cool, great.
I guess.
Yeah.
Dylan's over there laughing.
What? Why is it so funny?
He's like, no one wanted to be with you.
It's happened numerous times until I finally suckered one into marrying me. Now he just has to be with me by law.
Yeah. Legally obligated to.
Yeah. But no, so it is Valentine's Day. We're trying to save you here, guys and ladies. So just today is Tracy Ryder Lamb's birthday. Happy birthday, Tracy. Yes. So let's ask the girls. Are you super excited because Magic Mike 3 is coming to the movie theater? No?
They said that was a resounding yes.
Yeah, so that was
They're like, yes, I cannot
They're like, let's
wait.
drop the dogs right now. There was a second one.
So this one's called like The Last
Dance.
Yeah, Magic Mike, The Last Dance.
Hey,
until the next dance when this one makes a bunch of money.
Yeah. You got Channing Tatum taking his clothes off, dancing around. Cool. It is what it is.
Yeah. Now, I have not seen any of the Magic Mike movies.
You haven't?
I've not.
I have a funny story about it.
But I have watched the new Chippendales TV series.
Yes, you watched the documentary
Well,
thing.
it's not a documentary. It's like a dramatized
series.
I
thought it was like a documentary.
No. So Kumail Nanjiani from what is it? The Harold and Kumar.
Yeah, I was going to say.
He plays the founder of Chippendales. It's a pretty good series. It's like a real dramatic true crime thing. It's pretty good.
So who knew there was that much scandal and craziness?
I certainly had no idea that there was that much crime around
surrounding the Chippendales deal.
Yeah, the founding of Chippendales.
Yeah. So no, funny story. Magic Mike. That was one of those where there's chick flicks, and then there's like movies that you want to watch with your other half and whatever. Yeah. And so, like, it was one of those where I guess I just didn't realize what I was doing. So Jamie and I were headed on a trip somewhere, and I was like, well, I'm going to watch that I'm going to download it to my phone and watch it on the airplane because I know that nobody else, you don't want to watch it.
You didn't
thinking.
You didn't realize that it would potentially make the people sitting next to you on the plane uncomfortable.
Exactly. So here I am, and it starts. Well, I guess I just didn't know. I don't
realize quite how.
Yeah. So I'm like, and the next thing I know, Jamie's going, and I'm like, yeah. So yeah, I watched it on an airplane, entertained the whole,
entertained the whole row,
several rows around us, I think.
They're
but
like looking over the seat behind you.
Yeah.
Dylan's gonna take his grandma to see Magic Mike.
Are you?
Part 3.
Dude, I'm just telling you, I bet your grandma would dig it.
But one thing I can say is I know who Channing Tatum is. He's the guy from The Lost City. I watched that movie.
Well, I don't know The Lost City, but
I
do
either.
know who Channing
Tatum is. I also watched 21 Jump Street.
Yeah.
Yes.
He is the guy from 21 Jump Street.
Very good. And Selma Hayek's in this one too, which, I mean, might be good for the guys because she's really, really pretty.
I guess. I don't know.
And
I don't know anything. I do not know what the plot of those movies is other than that it's buff dudes.
I don't know that there needs to be a plot.
It's got a very weird poster image on it.
I will say that the Magic Mike movies are not so bad if you're just watching it for what you're watching it for. Mm-hmm. But in the first and second movie, he has this girlfriend who is I'm not joking, the most annoying human being on earth. Yeah. You need to watch the movie just to see
how annoying his girlfriend
what I'm talking about. You're going to be like, I don't understand.
Yeah.
Why is this girl in the midst of all of this?
I don't know.
She is so annoying.
Were we talking off the air yesterday about Patrick Mahomes' girlfriend?
Yes.
Is that maybe the same kind of thing?
Yeah,
going on?
This girl is not. No, this girl's just whiny.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Just like you're just like, what?
Yeah. Well, let us know
anyway.
Are you guys out there in TV land? Are you guys going to go see Magic Mike Part 3?
Are you?
Have you seen Magic Mike Parts 1 and or 2? Would you watch it on an airplane?
I would.
Yeah.
I did.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Let us know in the comments if that's something you're excited for.
Yeah. I'm just going to tell you if you're just looking for Valentine's Day date, and it's going to start, what did he say, tonight?
I think so.
tomorrow?
Tonight or tomorrow.
I'm telling you, it's a great,
Probably
great.
Wednesday, yeah.
Yeah.
Probably starts Wednesday.
Be such a fun girls' night out
Mm-hmm.
situation. Leave the husbands at home, go out, have a couple drinks, giggle. It'll be
Mhm.
funny. You
Sounds
guys will
good.
have a good time.
So speaking of having a good time, our
Yes.
guests are over here waiting. One of them is laying on the ground getting its belly rubbed.
He's getting belly rubs.
Some
He
serious
is
belly
so
rubs.
happy.
Yeah. Well, I think I think I ought to take my leave and make way for these guys.
Heck yeah.
Because there's a whole herd over here.
There is a herd. We could maybe, I don't know. Do we have another camera we could? No.
Not
No,
even.
we can't set it up. Okay.
We'll just
right.
do what we can.
We'll do the best we can.
Yeah, so I'm gonna move away and make way for the
Okay, come
crew
on
from
over,
the Jackson
girls.
County Dog Pound.
We'll see. We'll bring you another chair over. Here. We'll bring you another chair and a microphone. Okay, I see what you're saying about this sweet little princess because she has all of the same mannerisms as Olive.
She is very. People look
She's a
at her and
scaredy
they
dog.
say, "Oh, she's a little dog. I want her," and they're like 80 years old. No.
No.
Just because
no.
it's little. She's very timid around new people, so that's why we've recommended no little kids because she would probably just be absolutely traumatized. Once she warms up to you, she's a sweetheart and she's, in your face.
Okay.
But she's very high energy. We don't know what's in here yet. We've sent her DNA test off.
Oh, you did?
Yes.
I'm curious.
But she is a very active dog. She is just a puppy right now, so she will grow.
Yes.
Some people see her size and, but she will grow. Hi. Yes.
So, by the way, these are our friends from the Jackson County Dog Pound. So, would you introduce yourselves just so everybody knows?
I'm Jennifer. This is Kizzy.
Where'd she get that name?
We are naming dogs after different, not celebrities, but famous people of color, and she's named after Kismika Corbett.
I love that.
And we
Very
posted
good.
the bio for Kismika
Hi,
on
sweetie.
her Facebook page, and Kizzy just really fit her. She's just a little frenzy sometimes. She likes to
is
run
a
around
doll.
and be silly, don't you?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, over there.
Hello, I'm Lynn Strauss. They call me Chop.
Oh, there's Kizzy's thing over there.
Yes.
They call you what?
Chop.
How did I not know that?
I don't know.
She is a retired helicopter pilot.
Oh,
So it just sort of
Chop.
evolved,
I get it.
since the other warden is Lynn. We couldn't have two Lyns.
We can't have two Lyns. That's really confusing. Oh, there we go. There's some video. So who, Lynn, could you come over and tell us a little bit about this guy
Okay.
that you're holding? And you'll have to talk kind of close into the mic, yeah.
All right. This is Petey. He's a very good boy. He likes zooming around the backyard playing and giving face licks.
He is isn't he the sweetest?
He is. Yeah.
He's about 3 years old, and
Look
you stuck it out.
at that. How do you not love that? Speaking of helicopter, he's like, he's having so much fun.
he's got such a great big old pity smile. Look at that.
Oh my gosh, how do you not love that? And he's been with you too long.
He's been with us quite a while. He was actually adopted from another shelter. And then the owner that adopted him had some, I guess, mental health issues and has disappeared. So,
What? Okay.
Yeah. So
I mean, things happen.
we've tried to locate him and can't, so we don't know what happened. But so Petey's found himself back in a shelter.
Yeah, that's look at him. How sweet is he for having been in shelter life,
And I think originally the shelter that he came from said that he was taken from a neglect case, that he had been just tied
Good
up in a
grief.
backyard and was starving. He's not starving anymore.
I was gonna say there's a lot of dog there.
no,
he's
he's
definitely
a little
not
beefcake.
starving.
He is a beefcake. He can be dog selective, but more often than not, he does like other dogs. He has lived in a house with a big dog and smaller dogs and was fine.
Okay.
Some dogs he meets, he just doesn't like them. Other dogs, he loves them, like you. He's in love with you already.
How do you not love this
So-
little girl?
He seems to actually like smaller dogs more
Okay.
than bigger dogs, but
You
we
don't
can never
know.
tell who he'll like because he's played with other males, he's played with females, and
There's no
some
rhyme or
just- yeah.
reason to it.
It's just like people. Sometimes they just don't get along. But
He is, oh my gosh. I wonder what he weighs. Do you know?
I don't
He said
remember.
60 pounds, but that was a while ago.
Yeah.
I bet he's over 60. Yeah. Oh! I wish you could have seen that. He walks up to James and just flops over.
Because we've had him so long, he has a discounted adoption fee too. So
And he's neutered,
Yep, he's neutered.
shots, all that stuff.
All up to date. There were no weird red flags in his behavior assessments from the other shelter. I mean,
Okay, he's healthy in all
oh my gosh,
way, shape, or
yes.
form.
Yep,
You said he's about 3?
yep.
Okay.
And he's just a doll baby. He loves people.
Yeah, I can tell.
He's all about people. So
He is, so now has he been out and about? Does he walk on a leash? All that stuff?
he does still pull some, but
That's something that's
I don't
easily
even-
corrected.
Uh-huh.
And he's
He's
getting better.
yeah, he's not terrible. He doesn't drag you, but he gets excited, you know.
He likes to explore, so when you first take him out, he'll pull a lot, but then after that, he calms down quite a bit.
Well, and that makes sense, you know. I mean, he's young and he's full of it. And so I've
Mhm.
come to the realization after having this new puppy in my life, who reminds me exactly of you, which
Aw.
I understand why you said you thought there was Corgi
Corgi,
in there
yeah.
because their mannerisms are identical. Yeah, you, except for mine's way more wild than that. But I've come to the realization it's just exercise. They just want to get out and explore and
Mhm.
walk and all of that stuff. So if you could give that guy that kind of home, be nice if he had a place, somebody that would walk him every day and that kind of thing.
Oh,
or
yeah.
if you had room to run on your farm or whatever,
Right.
that would be great too. And speaking of that one, same exact
Mhm.
thing.
Yep, she needs an active family. This is not a couch potato,
Slug.
dog, right? Needs some needs some
But
training.
she's
She's done
being
well
so
in a
good.
crate. The other Lynn has taken her home for the past 2 nights, and
Kizzy,
she's done well with crate
here.
training.
Am I scary?
She loves the other dogs and runs and plays like a crazy person. But
She so you guys have sent her DNA off. There's she's got kind of some a merle coat, which typically goes with cattle dog, or there are some merle corgis out there.
yeah, and dachshund.
Dachshunds.
I don't know. It'll
I
be
am
interesting.
so. And how long does it take to get those back?
It has been verified that it's there at Wisdom Panel, and I check all the time to see if they've processed
Yeah.
it yet. They have not processed it yet, so
I am so
it can take a
curious.
couple of weeks. So we may have another week to wait. But
She is a doll baby.
so whoever adopts her will know exactly what she is.
Yes. And so so where did she come from? How did she come to be?
She was just found as a stray
Okay.
and was brought into us. So we have no history.
So what does she like to play ball and toys?
She does seem to be fetching. She likes to find anything she shouldn't chew on and pull that out.
Do you know
So
how old she is, or do
we're
we have
guessing
her?
about 4 months.
Puppy
So,
teeth.
Yeah. Yep. All puppy teeth.
Why don't you come over here? I want to see you. Okay. I want to eat the microphone instead. It's so much fun. Come here, sweetie.
Come here.
Can I pet you? Here. Come here. So
Here,
can
go
we
sit with Jen.
come here?
There we
Hi.
go.
Hi. You are gorgeous. I know I'm scary. Here, we'll do this. Because this is the way to your heart, right? little chest scratches. So should we talk about what I told you when I texted you about Gina?
What about
That
her? I don't
she
remember.
Okay.
Sure, let's talk about it because I don't remember.
So I'm going to announce this. I hope it's okay. So there's and she's going to be here on the show sometime. Gina the dog diva.
Mm-hmm.
Gina is very sweet, and she actually took Olive for a puppy boot camp. She just put puppy boot camps.
Mm-hmm.
And she took Olive in, and we worked on manners, which was great. And she's doing very, very much better with that. And she, taught us some things about. It's more about teaching the parents than it is, or the human than it is the dog. But so I was talking with Gina about this little girl here, and she loves her. She thinks she's absolutely a doll, and she said that when she goes to her right home, she would offer a free puppy boot camp for her.
That's right. Yeah. So
just to get her out and about. And so that is, that's hundreds of dollars worth of stuff right there.
And Gina's amazing, especially if you follow your homework and you do what you need to do.
Don't do what she tells you.
Yes.
Not what you think you should do.
Right.
Listen to what she has to say and do it, and you will be much, much happier with your puppy.
The first thing that she tells everyone is leash walks daily.
Yes. So, and that was one thing we were having trouble with Olive. We have Marley at our house, right? Who is a lump. Like, she's older and she doesn't want to go out and run and fetch anymore. She used to. She's over it. Like, she just, wants to chill out and whatever. So I'm like, okay, we have this puppy, so we'll fetch in the house a couple times. And now I don't understand why she's chewing up our entire house. So she goes to Gina's, and the next thing I know, they're taking walks twice a day. She's sending me pictures of her off leash, running through the creeks and whatever. And I'm like, oh. And I said, well, but she likes to play fetch. She said it's not the same. They need to be out and about and explore and see things and, get their minds working and all of that. So now twice a day, Olive goes on a walk. We play in the creek. I don't care. Before I would have been like, oh my God, she's getting her feet dirty. And now we're I don't care. Like, I don't care. Go down, be a puppy, have fun. By the time we get back to the house, her feet are dry and it's totally fine. Right. So we go and we play in the creeks and we do things like that. So if you have you can still have an active dog in town. You can go to the dog park. You can take them on walks. And that's what this little girl right here needs. And that guy over there needs, but it sounds like a lot, but it's not. And it's good for you too. Like, I'm like, wait, I'm exercising on top of taking the dog out. We're bonding. We're having fun. And it's getting Marley out of the house too. And Marley's able to kind of teach all of what's going on. So if you have a little bit of an older dog, that's good. It gets them out of the house, gets them going. But free puppy boot camp for this girl right here when she goes to her good forever home. And she deserves it.
That'll help a bit with her shyness, get her exposed to new things. And we see it a lot where Chop walks the dogs, morning, noon, and evening.
Yes.
She's the one who walks them.
Hi, sweetie.
And
so pretty.
They will definitely go to her first. They are definitely more comfortable with her because she's the one who walks them. So even ones that come and hang out in the office with us and are exposed to us. Did you growl?
She growled at me.
What?
Is it the funny hair? I know. It's like really big and intimidating, isn't it?
I swear, the second you said walk, Pete, like his entire head just changed. It was hilarious.
He's like, walk? Did you say walk?
But it definitely bonds them.
It does.
And she doesn't live with the dog. She's just there to,
look at
between
him.
8 and 4.
Oh my gosh.
And they definitely form an attachment. Dogs that are scared of other people are,
So when I was talking with Gina sent me a message about this little girl here, not to keep bringing it up, but she said, because when we went to pick up Olive, she said she's probably the scariest dog I've ever had at my boot camp. She's like, she is afraid of everything. And so then when she sent me that, she said, another Olive, like she's
Right.
afraid of everything. And so I said, well, what do we do about that? And she said, get her out and about, get her, take her places, take her to Tractor Supply, take her to Lowe's. They allow dogs in, by the way. I'm sure they're not happy that I just said that, but they do.
Tractor Supply definitely is.
Tractor
they
Supply
are
doesn't
amazing.
care.
They're just
Lowe's
come on.
is fine too. I think Menards is probably fine. You just call before you go, but take them out, get them socialized, and you're going to have just such a much more well-rounded critter. She is so cute, and if you're looking for a big baby dog, look at him. He's being so good.
He is. He's a good boy. Another good place.
Hi, Bubba.
And of course, where we like to go is to the brewery and sit outside with the dogs and I like the barrier that's there. So they can watch people pass by.
Absolutely.
And stay safe. And
there's that barrier in between, but yet they can still interact with folks.
And Chop's been taking one of our dogs out, Porter, who is very scared of strangers. But he's a big dog, so when he's scared and barks, it's a little bit more than when she yaps that she's afraid, so he can be intimidating. But she's been taking him out on field trips and walking him around where people are. And, that's one of the places that when we have a scared dog that she will go by because there is a barrier, but she can see people. And so always ask someone if you can pet the dog before you pet the dog.
Correct. Please do so. And so what you just said I thought was interesting. And again, we're going to have Gina come on the show and talk about some things too, but not anything that you guys don't know already, I think.
You know what? I always learn something new from Gina.
She
I always learn how many things I'm doing wrong.
And she'll be very happy to tell you about that too.
She does.
Because she is very frank, but if you go in with a mindset of she knows and I don't, and I am going to buy into what she's saying, because her entire training method is based upon what would their mother do with them.
Right.
But that being said, so guys are so cute. So we went took Olive to Jackie O's brewing the other day because I'm just trying to get her out and about, and they'll let her inside in their actual brewery location. And she was great with all the people. It was siblings weekend, so it was packed in there. It was a perfect day to take her. And another dog walked in and she lost her mind. Barking, yapping, completely crazy. I couldn't get her attention. So that was a whole other learning experience, but then ran under the table. Right. What does that mean? That means she's not being aggressive. She was terrified. So a lot of people think that when they're barking or whatever, they're being vicious. And most of the time it's because they're scared.
They're warning you.
Yeah.
It's a warning. The dogs that don't bark
are
the scarier ones. Because they don't.
They're confident in themselves.
Right.
And they're like, I'm just going to eat you.
Yes. There's a lot of body language to learn in this job for sure. And there's some that you just go, oh, no, nope.
So yeah, and like you said, you're learning something new every day. And if you want to talk about, look at him, oh my gosh. He is so precious. And he just needs someone to love on that big baby face of his.
Yes, he does.
So good. Now, have you done a DNA on him as well?
Yes, it's been mailed off as well.
Oh, okay.
Still
so
waiting.
We don't have the results back, but so there's obviously some pit bull in there, some kind of.
Yeah. I'd say probably a combo of, pit bull and American or a American bulldog, maybe
something
some of that.
Like that. Yeah.
Who knows? Probably have some poodle in there, Chihuahua or something.
So, okay, let's talk about these DNA tests for a minute because, oh God, Pete Wilson's in here. When Pete Wilson comes in here, it's never. Do you have breaking news, Pete Wilson?
Oh, I know. I was supposed to go to the radio. Sorry. I'm going down the hall. I might be back.
You went to the wrong room.
That's what happens when a dog is here. You get
Yeah, I
distracted.
know, right? You get distracted. But so let's talk about these DNA tests for a minute because they are some of the results that you all have gotten back have been surprising to say
Right.
the least.
Yeah, yes. Because a lot of times what comes out in the coat,
Yes.
you know, and the body shape, you can kind of guess it, but I mean, dogs aren't just two things normally. They're
No.
up to, I think the most we've had is like 18 or something. And a lot of those are just 1% and 2%.
She won't do that again.
They're like 1% and 2% of something, and you know, it's that was, you know, way down the road somewhere. Some of them you can tell what like the breeders have added in to get a certain thing. Like sometimes with the shepherds, you'll see some of these other like herding shepherd breeds that are mixed in there
Okay.
because they wanted a bigger dog or something like that. Like
I gotcha.
when they're doing all that. But and then others are just that you just have a lot of dogs that are not fixed and running around and making lots of different babies. And
Yeah. So you have like, you know, this dog has 5 things and this dog has 5 things, and then you mix it together and now we have 10 things. So what has been the most surprising one? Has there been one that's like really stood out that you've been like, oh, this dog is definitely this, and it comes back and you're like,
well, we posted a thing with a group of beagles and let everybody guess who
I
had the
loved
most
that.
beagle.
Yes.
So we had 2 purebred beagles on there, which one is slim and small, and the other one is living up to her name, which is Pig. She's big. So you've got the 2 spectrums of beagles, you know,
Yes.
the tiny and the, I guess, normal
but
size,
they're both,
bigger.
and it will send back like this is 100%
Mhm.
purebred beagle.
Beagle.
Oh, there it is. Thank
Yes.
you. So let's go around the.
So Ruby and Pig are the 100%ers. And Arnold is Dr. Parker's dog. He actually came from the
that's
pound.
Arnie.
Yes.
Yeah, I know Arnie.
He came from
Okay.
the pound. Our best guess was Beagle Pug.
Yeah, I could see that.
And he has no Beagle. It's Basset. And it's not a lot necessarily of the Basset, but he does have Pug and Basset, and I can't remember what the others are, but he's got a lot of stuff.
But
in there.
Arnie's he's not built like a basset hound at all.
No. Yeah.
That is
so
hilarious.
He's Basset. Pugsley, and Cricket looks very Chihuahua. She actually has more Beagle in her than Pugsley does. And Pugsley's got like the black and tan. And then Poppy, of the mixed breeds, Poppy has the most Beagle. She's got like 32%.
Shut up. And Poppy's your dog.
Yeah. She's
There's
got
a lot
more.
of Beagle in her.
She's got more Beagle. She's mostly, that's her highest percent is 32 Beagle.
I guess I could see like her build would be kind
And
of.
her bark.
Yeah.
That little, her copper nose,
But
I
she
guess.
looks very terrier.
Yorkie's her second. So,
Okay.
yeah. So it's kind of fun with that. You can see because Beagles are great family dogs. Beagles love everybody, everything.
They're,
for the
as
most part.
long as you take them out and walk
Yes.
them and keep them entertained.
And Yorkies are very devoted, happy family dogs. So Poppy is all about us. You know,
Yes.
she sleeps under the covers. She, you know, gets up and wants to give you kisses. She is very much, you know, a family dog. She doesn't really care about other dogs very much. You know, she will tolerate them in her space. They better not sniff her. That's just ridiculous. And when the puppy gets to playing, she's the hall monitor. She'll come up and she'll bark at her and make her stop. Like,
Oh.
you're just being way too rowdy. Just calm down.
I just gotta go ahead and need you to follow the rules here because
We're
I
like,
do.
Poppy, stop it. Go lay down and be lazy and fat. Let the puppy have fun. But so yeah, so you can definitely see that in her breeds. And even though you definitely can just get to know your dog and know what they
I
need
think
and what
she
they
loves
want.
you.
And
Hey, sweetie.
sometimes just knowing those little breed things make you go, oh, this makes so much sense. So
Come
Poppy
here.
does really well with like scent games because she's got all that
The beagle.
So she
fo-
likes to
And beagles
play
follow
scent
their
games.
nose everywhere.
Mhm. So she likes
I got
to play
kisses,
scent
thank
games, you know. Whereas something like this is definitely going to want to play more active games.
Like herding games or follow, chase the ball or stick or
exactly.
Or go out and, herd your sheep or whatever.
And even if you don't care what breeds are there, they do a health assessment as well. And you can pay extra to have more of the health stuff checked. Mm-hmm. But there's a really common, and I can't remember, it's MRD2 or something like that.
Okay.
Or 1. But it's a genetic thing.
Oh.
It's a genetic thing that they can't have certain medications.
Oh, okay.
Like ivermectin, which is a very common medication.
Correct.
In some of the herding breeds, collies, it will cause major issues, and they can't have it.
I've read about that with get him.
Brie.
I've read about that with corgis too. Yeah. That's a thing that they test for with corgis.
You can test for that with the DNA test and have that come back.
Would that come back with the wisdom panel if you did that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it'll show that. There are like hundreds and hundreds that the next test up is more of the health assessment, and it will test for so many things.
Okay. Which is great. And it's not necessarily just because you're being nosy of what breed your dog is. It's because of all of this other stuff. And to know what they need for their needs. Like, this dog is a herding dog or this dog isn't a herding dog. Like, because it helps with their raising them.
Right.
That's what I'm trying to spit out.
And there are health issues. Mixed breed dogs are definitely healthier than purebred dogs, but sometimes they can inherit those things. So if you find out your dog's got a large percentage of golden retriever, you want to make sure you're watching for those cancers and things that they can get.
The heart issues, the blood. There's a blood issue that they get. The golden retrievers.
There's one disorder that's a seizure disorder that Bree, the other assistant, she had a mother and son, and the son actually was suffering from the seizure disorders and had to be put down. He had major neurological issues.
Oh no!
And so when we ran Mom's DNA, she came back with because there's 3 no worries. Hey, watch this. This is a big deal. I can't remember what they call it.
Yeah, this is major.
Yeah. And hers was hey, you might want to watch this. And so there's a really good chance that he
had this is a big deal situation.
Right.
Yeah.
So it was interesting to find that correlation because she was like, I don't understand what's wrong with him. And they tested him and all this stuff. And it was this, it was a genetic thing.
Okay. So the wisdom panel, how does that work? And do you guys have some of those out at the pound or?
We don't have any for the public.
You have some to test, obviously, the dogs that come in.
We're part of a research study right now with these collars that the dogs are wearing. These are from Whistle.
What is that?
These are like doggy fitness trackers. And it's really cool. There's an app on your phone. You do the app, and pair the 2 devices, and it will tell you if, how much they sleep during the day, how much they eat, how much they scratch, how much they lick. So you can see, are they doing more nervous behaviors when I'm not home, or do they just sleep all day?
I love that idea.
You can, with one little dog that was extremely active, I would get alerts on my phone that the dog had reached its fitness goal at noon, where the other dogs it was 5.
Yeah.
And it wasn't sleeping through the night.
Why didn't I bring my biscuits with me?
We added a little little enclosure to the pen or to his kennel, and he went in there and slept for the first time and slept 10 hours. And it was his sleeping has greatly improved. It was wow, okay, so
that gave you the idea to do that, where you would have never known that otherwise.
Would have never known.
Yeah.
I think hers popped up that she's a little more itchy the past couple of days. So we're okay, well, she might have a little bit of spring fever allergy stuff.
I feel you, sister.
Or it could be, hey, at home, I just changed foods and the dog's itching a lot. this might not be good.
Correct.
Because let's face it, do you count how many times your dog itches or licks its feet in a day?
No. Not unless it's excessive.
Right? So this will give you a heads up before, it becomes excessive. But the activity is fun too. What are their most active times of day? I guess you could even use it for your kids. Like, you said you were going to walk the dog. I'm looking at the app. The dog did not have a walk at 2 o'clock
I love
or 3
that.
o'clock. So,
yeah. Why is this dog not on the move?
Right. It's been very interesting. So when we signed up to do the collars, Wisdom Panel heard about the research and said, hey, let's get in on this because we want to see how certain breeds do in the shelter.
Yeah.
Whistle, of course, is, great for home, blah, blah, blah. They have like different ones you can do too. They'd even have like GPS location and stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
But the point of this research was, how do dogs behave in the shelter versus at home?
Okay.
How does this shelter differ from that shelter? What are they doing that they have calmer dogs than you do?
I see. It's also fun, isn't it?
So when you adopt, if you agree to do the app and stuff, we'll show you how to do it. It's super easy. You get the free, it's like a $40 plan or whatever for the next year for free. So you can watch all that stuff at home, and the data still goes to the company so they can say, well, this is how the dog was at the shelter. This is how it was in its adoptive home, and we track when they were sent to, for places that do fostering, this is how they were at the foster. This is how they were, once they got adopted. But so Wisdom Panel said, well, we want to know about the breeds. We want to have information because when you do your Wisdom Panel, it will show you, hey, your dog is mostly Beagle. Here's some more about Beagles. And some behaviors and stuff like that. So they want to be more thorough and say, okay, so we see that dogs that are more than 50% Beagle in the shelter tend to have these, activity levels, these issues, because they can tell if the dog is panting and pacing and stuff like that.
Sure.
Hey, they don't do well in shelters. They need to
Get out.
Get out faster than other dogs. And data is just great, and you are, compiling all that and seeing trends. It's going to help the shelters, especially right now, because nationwide we are in like a big. We're bordering on a crisis with shelters because everybody changed their methods from we're not going to put any dogs down, we're going to save them all.
Yes.
Well, saving them all didn't incorporate as much spay and neuter as it should have. So
I see. So we're saving them all, and they're all are
they
reproducing.
Just keep coming.
Yeah.
Yes. So
by the way, I saw a post. I think that you guys had made the past day or two that you are full.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
That's saying something. You guys are not normally completely full.
We used to feel like, oh, we've got 10 dogs. That's a lot.
I mean,
now we're like, oh, thank goodness it's only 15 dogs.
There was a time where we had a dog event and you didn't have any dogs to bring.
Right.
And we were like, oh, great. But
right. Now we're like, okay, can we find enough volunteers to walk all the dogs? And, we do euthanize if they're extremely aggressive, if they are hurt or ill beyond being able to be saved. We've sent dogs off to rescue that have had to have legs amputated, major surgeries and stuff like that done. So, minor wounds are not a death sentence, but, the 12-year-old dog that has spinal degeneration and can't walk and stuff like that, we have to make that decision for them. But we still have like a 97% live release rate, and we've not been able to take any owner surrenders.
Right.
And we're constantly being asked to take surrender dogs. But, not only do we pick up strays, but we have, cruelty cases and stuff that we deal with. So we have to have room for those dogs. And those dogs you don't see online and you say, well, they've only got 4 adoptables and there's only 2 on stray hold.
Yeah.
Well, we also have X amount that were cruelty cases that we have to hold until the court says we can release them or whatever. So We have 14 kennels, and with dogs like him, they fill up fast. There's no doubling
Yeah,
up.
there's no doubling up with that guy.
No.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Do we have breaking news?
Yeah, we do have some breaking news. So I tracked down Pete Wilson. So he has some news out of council last night in regard to, well,
Yeah.
related from the council meeting last night about the Trout Festival. We had some people ask about this on Facebook, and I didn't know what they were talking about, but
Yes.
I now do. So here in just a second, Pete's going to come on and tell us what exactly
Sure,
is going
absolutely.
on with the Trout
I
Festival.
know what you're talking about, and so we'll let you know here in just a couple of minutes after we get wrapped up with the pups here. It is Valentine's Day. What a great day to take home the love of your life, which would be a sweet pup. As I said, this little girl here, and she has to go to the right home, of course. You will be taking applications for her and obviously for him as well. They have to go to good homes, but yeah, Gina said she would do a free puppy boot camp for this little girl here to help with her intimidation issues and that kind of thing too. So.
And if you put in an application and we deny it for that particular dog, that doesn't mean that there isn't a dog for you. But sometimes we see things that just say, this is just not going to be a good fit. And we want them to be a good fit. We've been doing it for a while, and if you trust us, you'll be happy.
What would be, and you're exactly right. Like, what would be a good fit for both of these dogs?
For her, an active family. If there's kids, older kids that understand boundaries and things like that.
Sure.
Because once she warms up to them, it'll be a different thing. But toddlers grabbing her, trying to carry her, that's most likely going to lead to a bite. Somewhere.
Because she's a scaredy dog.
Right. Somebody who's willing to take her and walk her a couple times a day. Maybe people who like to go camping, things like that.
Yeah.
Or a farm where she can run around and chase things and look at animals, I think would make her really happy. He would do best with somebody that's just going to be all about him. I mean, he is.
Wouldn't he be like just a single guy's dream or girl's dream?
Right.
Like, we're gonna go out hiking all the time, and this is my guy, and we're best buddies, and that would be fantastic.
I think for him,
or a couple that's all about him
that wants to share their bed. I think he's going to be a in your bed, snoring in your face kind of dog. He's a very social dog. He would be a good just go and hang out at your feet somewhere.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to do any like 5-mile hikes. I think he'd probably be pretty worn out. I don't know. What's the longest you've gone?
Probably gone a mile. Yeah, up and down the road a couple times.
And he did that just fine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it seems like he would enjoy that.
I think he's definitely one that he's a very social to his people kind of dog. He would probably
look at that smile. Oh my gosh.
He would probably be fine with kids bigger than him, so you can't just plow him over. I don't know that he's got great manners when it comes to just not.
Well, it's not
not
mean. Just like if you're little,
pushing him over. Yeah.
If you weigh less than him, it's probably you're gonna lose.
But yeah, he's not a big jumper. He's just a lover. Yes. So if you need a Valentine's date, here you go.
There you
he
go.
Will happily share your dinner.
We'll put a red collar on him. It'll be great.
Yeah, he'll share dinner. He'll share the couch. He'll watch Magic Mike with you.
Yeah, super. Awesome.
Just lay on the couch.
Great news is he's ready to go. No, he's already neutered. Like he's ready to go.
Yeah. Oh yes, very much so.
So if people are interested in either of these dogs or have any questions, how would they contact you all, or how do they go about it?
There are links to Pet Tango, PETANGO.com. That's where our dogs are posted, besides Facebook, and the adoption applications. So you can fill out an application, right there. We also have a generic one that just says application. If you're looking for a dog, but none of these seem to fit, if you fill out your app, I'll give you a call, say, hey, what are you looking for?
Sure.
And then keep that, on file for the next time something comes around.
Okay.
You can call us at 740-286-7262. And of course, we're on Facebook. You can message us there if you have other questions about the dogs.
Look at them.
Some dogs we don't know a lot about. Being potty trained in the shelter, that they don't mess their kennels, usually reflects well when they get into a house.
Sure.
Some dogs just mess in their kennel like crazy, go home, never have an accident.
And it could be it's a nervous situation or whatever. You just don't know.
And it's not as many walks or opportunities to go outside that they would have.
When you got to go, you got to go, man.
Yes.
How would you like for someone to tell you when you can go and not go? That would stink. Literally.
Yeah. So call us, Facebook us, fill out an app. We'll call you, and hopefully we can match you up with a dog that fits your lifestyle and your family. And
that's right.
And
don't forget, Pete. Pete and Pete are here. How fun.
There you go.
Pete. That Pete. That Pete. Look. Oh, isn't that cute? There's Pete. There's Pete. That would really confuse Pam if you took Pete home. She could yell Pete twice.
This dog is highly adoptable.
He is super adoptable,
highly
yes.
Adoptable and probably less than a slob that I am.
Yeah. You better look out, Pete. She's going to kick you, Pete, out. And keep
How did he ride in the Jeep?
Oh, very well. He just
Does he likes to ride?
Mm-hmm.
See, and that's a big thing, too, for a dog that you want to be active with. If, car rides can be traumatic for them, too. So that's another thing we're working with Olive on is car rides.
Gina is awesome when it comes to teaching them to get in the car too, because we've had that issue.
Well, we're having a we get car sick issue, but what we've been doing is doing a lot of little rides, and she's doing so much better with it. And I think it's just getting less stressed out. Well,
she's tiny.
She's
can't
little.
see anything either.
And we talked about that. Also, either rolling like a little crack in the window or turning like the air on a little bit, blowing, and she'll sit in it, just like let it blow in her face.
You need a car seat. Poppy loves her car seat.
Does she?
Yes.
Okay, we'll talk about that
look.
later because Gina told me about that and I didn't know what to get. So we'll talk about that here in a minute. This little girl, free puppy boot camp from Gina if you are interested in her. And I mean, that's saving you hundreds of dollars, I'm telling you, and a wealth of information. She can't charge enough for the stuff that you get. I mean, Olive came home jumping through a hoop.
Oh my gosh, really? I'm not surprised. But oh my gosh, that's great.
She said, you need to build her a redneck obstacle course. I said, I can do that. So anyway, can I give you kisses? Would you come say hi to me? Come.
Talk about Valentine's rejection.
Man, feeling bad about myself right now. She is
Petey
a doll.
will give you the sloppiest kiss, remove all the makeup. I mean,
somehow I can see that happening. So thank you, girls, for stopping by. Get a hold of us or get a hold of the Dog Pound if you are interested here in Jackson County. I just feel like I didn't get to cuddle you enough. I'm sorry. You are a doll. Same mannerisms. That's so weird. If there's not Corgi in there, I'd be surprised.
maybe we should take bets.
Should we take bets?
Start a genie pool.
We could. Very good. Also, microchipping. I contacted Jen the other day because Olive needs a microchip. They're still doing that out at the pound as well. So yes, $20. I will get with you on that because I want to get that set up as well.
And that comes with your adoption if you adopt a dog too.
Okay. And that comes with your adoption if you adopt a dog. So thank you all for stopping by. You guys are the best. We'll see you soon. Hi, Pete.
Hi there. How we doing?
Good. I got you past the other Pete.
Okay, that's right. Well,
I thought you were considering that for a minute, weren't you?
Yeah, I was. If the tail is any indicator, it's a doggone friendly dog.
Yes, he is.
Right.
He's a doll. And he's been there again way too long.
Right. And
no reason.
You just, I tell you what, a lot of people want pets, and you can't emphasize enough that they're out at the dog shelter. Go take a look. Go take a look and literally maybe save a life.
Yes. absolutely.
Right.
And yeah, how would you like to be there?
Mm-hmm.
These girls do an amazing
They
job.
do.
But you wouldn't want to be there either.
Right.
It's a lot easier to lay on your doggy bed
There's
in the
bound to
living room.
be some other lodgers out there you don't get along with.
Sure. All right, Pete. So I was reading some stuff about the council meeting last night. I saw the story about the Trout Festival. Kind of some bad news.
Right.
What
well,
happened?
first of all, before I say what I know, and I was at the council meeting, what is being said on Facebook?
I think I was just reading like what you guys had posted or somebody
We have
posted.
not posted anything yet.
Oh.
It's pretty fresh, and it really needs to be.
I know where I saw it.
Okay.
It was on one of those Jackson sites.
Right. Okay. All right.
It just said that ODNR is not going to stock Lake Hammertown this year,
Mm-hmm.
and the Trout Festival will not happen.
Right. I think maybe, and I didn't see it myself, but the radio folks, Pappy and Matt,
Yes.
had me come over and talk. They asked me about it because they were seeing an awful lot on Facebook.
Yes.
And the initial post, their comments had come after that, making some assumptions and presumptions that I guess were not correct. I haven't seen them.
Okay.
But apparently, city council and the city officials getting criticized, thinking that maybe they had something to do with canceling the Trout Festival.
Yeah.
Couldn't be further from the truth.
Okay.
Here is what I know, and it's very limited, but we'll share it with you. At last night's council meeting, Harold Newkirk, who is the second ward councilman, very active in outdoor stuff.
Yes.
Okay. He, as a FYI type thing, at the end of the meeting, there wasn't a big discussion. An FYI at the end of the meeting, he said he understands that this year, for whatever reason, the ODNR and the Ohio Division of Wildlife is not going to stock trout in Hammertown. And he says the same is true for Lake Alma. Now, Lake Alma doesn't have a trout festival, but they get trout too.
Okay.
Somebody said, well, why, Harold? And he said it was his understanding from the wildlife supervisor, who is an informed source, of course, that apparently because of the new rules, regulations, or whatever, Hammertown and Lake Alma are considered too large to take the trout. Now, that's something new because we've had a trout festival every year since the 1960s.
I was for 100,000 years.
Right. And so, ergo, if you can't stock trout, you probably aren't going to have a trout festival, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, it's in mid-April, and the assumption is that, there won't be a trout festival because there won't be trout. Now, what I'm going to do, and I said this to the radio folks, we're going to make some calls to the Ohio Division of Wildlife. I can say that nothing has been released officially from ODNR and the Ohio Division of Wildlife about their trout stocking policy and what lakes are going to get trout and what lakes are not and why. But we will find out. But I am convinced that Harold Newkirk is reliable in that he got his information from the Ohio Division of Wildlife Supervisor Lee Van Allen, a Jackson County resident who is a pretty high figure there in the district office.
Sure.
And we'll find out exactly why. I'm sure there'll be something put out a little bit later on that. But the city got brought into it, not only because Mr. Newkirk said at a city council meeting, Hammertown, officially known as Jackson City Reservoir, is a city-owned lake.
Right.
And Hammertown is city-owned property. However, they have nothing to do with deciding whether trout has come in, unless for whatever reason they would say we don't want them. And that is not the case. They are not canceling the trout festival. That's the FOP, Jackson County FOP that does the trout festival. It's a volunteer thing. So what we know for sure is that trout will not be stocked in Hammertown and Lake Alma this year if Mr. Newkirk's information is correct. And he did get it from an authoritative source.
So this has nothing to do with the city or Hammertown or whatever. This has to do with ODNR not stocking the thing. So don't freak out.
Right. There was some people jumping to conclusions, apparently, from what I understand from our radio brethren, that the city, we got an income tax, and now you're going to take the trout festival away from us. You're going to take away trout.
Well, and it's kind of crazy timing too, Pete, because we lost one of the the head honchos of the trout festival for so many years was our good friend Butch Aldrich, and we lost him way too early here this past year. And you hate that his legacy can't continue, something that he was so involved in, and that it's almost like salt in the wound for that situation.
Right.
And I think people kind of take that to heart as well.
Right. Ironically, it came up at the council meeting, kind of like segue into this real quick because I know we're out of time. They actually talked about some major improvements that are going to take place at Hammertown Lake. City money and grant money both.
Okay.
We're going to have a kayak launch out there.
Yes, thank
God. A lot
God.
of people kayak out
Yes.
there. And they're also going to improve the boat launch.
Okay.
Which, people feel is a little primitive. And they're going to have some more parking area. They're going to make it more handicapped accessible. And the city has already done some work along the shore, so it's more accessible footing for fishermen.
Okay, great.
So there is going to be a lot of improvements coming at Hammertown. And,
Such a gem of our area.
It's too bad that, at least the preliminary word is there's not going to be trout stocking this year, but we will follow up and get the details on that.
Okay.
I promise you.
Very good. Well, thank you, Pete, for the information. Don't believe everything you read on Facebook.
Well, it may start out with a grain of truth, but then you know how that goes.
It blows up. It escalates into something completely different. So.
Right. And did you know that one negative comment can feed another? Have you ever noticed that?
I've heard that or seen that.
Pile it on.
Yeah. It's like that group mentality of, I don't know, herd mentality or something.
Right. I can tell you that last night, the city councilmen and city administrators did not know anything about the trout festival or trout stocking until Harold Newkirk reported it last night. And neither did I.
Just don't take an informational comment and run with it,
Right.
So, all right. Well, Pete, thank you for that. Thank you to the girls for coming in and spending their Valentine's Day with us and two very, very beautiful adoptable pups from the pound. If you need anything, give them a call. If you're interested in any of the dogs, please give them a call.
Right. I vote for Pete.
Pete.
Right.
Pete votes for Pete.
Right.
So have a wonderful Valentine's Day, guys. If you're out there and didn't realize what it is, I'm trying to save you here. It's not too late to go out and get those flowers or candies or whatever it is. Maybe a card.
Why? Why would you do that today?
It's Valentine's Day.
Oh, no.
I can guarantee you haven't forgotten.
Okay.
You're still alive, aren't you?
As of right now.
He hasn't gone home for lunch yet.
I've still got some time.
Yes, exactly. See, I'm here to save you, Pete.
All right.
All right. Have a great day. Dylan, happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Thanks. James, happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day, Jen.
Pete, happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day to our favorite horse queen.
Oh, you're so sweet.
All right.
Happy Valentine's Day to all of you. Have a wonderful day. Thanks for watching. We'll see you back here tomorrow. Bye-bye.